you can do one of two things as your first step. Your first step can be, and this is what I do, is I make an outline. I outline exactly what I want to happen in my book, chapter by chapter. So in other words, I'll open a Microsoft Word document, because that's what I choose to use, Microsoft Word, because it's just easy for me. And I will type chapter 1 and then enter, go down a few spaces, and then I'll type what I want to happen, like the gist of what I want to happen in chapter 1. Then I will hit enter, and I think it's control, and that brings you to like a next page, chapter 2. And then I write the gist of what I want to happen in chapter 2. And I do that for every single chapter of my book until I feel like, you know what, this is the end. Like maybe like chapter 30 or whatever is the end. That's my outline. That's my first step. And my next step is to go in under each chapter that I've written the gist. Under that, I start to actually write the story. So your first step is to outline, if you want that to be your first step. If you're not much of an outliner, like if that just doesn't sit well with you, that idea, that's okay. There are plenty of like very prolific authors who don't outline. So in that case, what you would do is sit down in front of your computer or your notebook, if you prefer the old-fashioned way to just handwrite it, and you just start writing your story. Like, don't critique yourself. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry, oh, this dialogue sounds stupid. How do I spell that word? Don't worry about it. Just write. Whatever comes into your head that you want to be a part of that story, write it. Don't worry about anything but the story. And then once you reach the end, stop writing. That's literally all you have to do. And I know that's easier said than done because most of us, I think every human pretty much lives in their head. But some of us are so in our heads that we are constantly critiquing ourselves. We're our own worst enemy when it comes to critiquing. And that causes writer's block. It causes self-doubt. It makes you start a story and then think, oh, this is so dumb. What am I doing? I can't write this. In order to write a book, you have to turn that off. You have to turn that inner critic off and let yourself feel free. Give yourself permission to write garbage. And maybe it isn't really garbage. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not, but it may feel like you're writing garbage. But write it anyway because it's really good. It's just your inner critic being critical. So just write and don't worry about critiquing yourself. And that in itself is really the first step. I hope this isn't too confusing, but basically the answer to what should I do if I have an idea for a story is you can either start to outline the story and then start writing it, or B, you can just start writing the story. So that's my answer, and I hope it's not too muddled. Bye, happy writing.